Hello, my name is Frank today and I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm here to read the Daily Reflections book for September 12th, 2025. It's called I Am Responsible. For the readiness to take the full consequences of our past acts and to take responsibility for the well-being of others at the same time is the very spirit of Step 9. That's from the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions book, page 87. This is what one version of that book looks like from the, I don't know when, 70s maybe. In recovery, and through the help of Alcoholics Anonymous, I learned that the very thing I fear is my freedom. It comes from my tendency to recoil from taking responsibility for anything. I deny, I ignore, I blame, I avoid. Then one day, I look, I admit, I accept. The freedom, the healing, and the recovery I experience is in the looking, admitting, and accepting. I learned to say, yes, I am responsible. When I can speak those words with honesty and sincerity, then I am free. Period. The end of the reading. And let's see. I'm going to discuss this. I wasn't sure how to say that because, like yesterday, I said I wasn't going to get into a bunch of stuff. And I did anyways. And everything worked out fine yesterday as far as what I was talking about yesterday. So that's wonderful. And now today's the big day where there's some something I've agreed to do again tonight at 8 o'clock, and I know it's going to be wonderful, but it fills me full of anxiety. Or it gives me a bit of anxiety, which I believe is good sometimes, right? Because, again, like I said, I know it's going to be fine. I've had this thing again recently with faith. It is, and maybe not in a religious manner, but in a trusting from... You look at past circumstances and experiences, and here, let me start with this. Many things that we fear, say, and have anxiety over, I don't know how to say that. It's about an 85% chance that that is actually going to occur. So let me see if I can talk a little more about this and unwind some tangles up in here. That 85% thing is, and I do believe this does sort of fit with Alcoholics Anonymous because of the one day at a time kind of thing and keep it simple. And these slogans I mentioned I used to have a problem with, and now I can embrace them. I accept them. That something so simple is effective for me even. And I used to like to think I was terminally unique, and it's like, oh no, that kind of stuff isn't going to work for me because I'm a very complex person and my problems are way more complicated than you can even understand. Okay, and it's not true. I'm an alcoholic. I have an allergy to alcohol. What happens when I drink is it sets up a craving, and I can't get enough. And it came on, I think would it be acute or chronic? There is a difference, I believe, and it doesn't change over time. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. Where was I headed with this? These things that we worry about, that keep us up at night and and our inability to calm down and relax, say, maybe. I've been drinking fully caffeinated coffee again today, and I don't think that was a good choice, because I've been laying off the caffeine for months and months. Anyhow, anxiety, worry, throw in depression too, why not? And fear. Okay. So, and how, here's one way this relates to alcoholism, at least in my case, and something I can talk about. Is I've been sober like 19 years. I can't say that quality has always been 100% great, just I'm having an orgasm kind of feeling every day, because it truly hasn't been that way. There's been days where I felt like just, this is going so well, right? And on the whole, there's a lot more of the better days like that than there are the bad days, or the less favorable days. And what happens now with the less favorable days is that's kind of what they are, because I realize how much worse it could have been, or it could be, and how much worse it could still get. Like, if, because of what I said about my alcoholism, if I decide maybe a drink would help me relax right now, like tonight, I got this thing. I'll just I play in a band occasionally, and I got to go play drums tonight, and I don't feel like I'm ready. And I mentioned this yesterday, that many times in my life there's been things like that. There's been times in the military, there's been times in the ministry, that it's just, I don't feel like doing this today. I couldn't feel less prepared. Yet I've always done it anyways. The military, there was like no choice. We just did as we were told, man, and that can build character quickly, or it can really destroy a lot of stuff, but you're gonna anyways. And then the ministry, it's like, oh, okay, well, in myself I can't do this, but I'm not by myself. I got God with me, or Jesus, or whatever your belief is there. And same thing with like Alcoholics Anonymous, this power greater than ourselves, we got that guy with us. And so what I started to mention about faith, and not like a religious kind of faith, having a faith that is going to be okay, in the sense that I've been in these situations before. I know what to do, or at least what I did the last time. It didn't kill me. I didn't start drinking again, and I came through okay. So I got something to fall back on, and plus I got, the faith, let's call it, or I have that experience knowing that going into these things. So if you got a good set of wings, jump off the cliff. If you don't have a good set of wings, you shouldn't be standing by the edge. Okay, so my worst fear, and then this 85% thing. My worst fear is that I'm going to go back to drinking, because it sets up this craving that, even though I am drinking, say, when, like, I've heard this explained in much better terms than the way I'm attempting to do here. Say me and my friend are sitting around, and we both decide at 5 o'clock tonight we're going to go drinking after work. We're going to go to the club. They got some booze. We're going to have some booze. My friend's not an alcoholic. I'm a chronic alcoholic. We make this plan at 5 o'clock. We're going to go drink. My friend, now his craving has been sated or satisfied. He knows at 5 o'clock he's going to have his drink, and he gets back to work, and he does just outstanding productive work. He's fully engaged with it the rest of the day, and he's not even thinking about 5 o'clock. He's thinking about what he's doing. For me, now that I'm thinking at 5 I'm going to go have a drink, I can't wait till 5 o'clock, and I find it extraordinarily difficult, practically impossible, to think about anything else other than 5 o'clock I'm drinking, right? And then when we get there and we get our booze and I start drinking mine and he starts drinking his, he drinks his and he goes, whoa, you know, that felt great. And he's done. He's ready to leave or whatever, right? Me, I'm just getting warmed up. I can't wait till I have another one and another and another and another. And that's the kind of craving I'm talking about. And so it's like a power greater than yourself is the kind of thing that gets you through those circumstances. Now this 85% thing is we get this, we might get an idea in our heads and we start to sweat it. It's like, oh man, if this happens, then this is going to happen and this and on down the line. And we get all bent out of shape, and then we can't think about anything else. And then when the situation actually occurs and it's happening, 85% of the time it goes in a way that we didn't expect, and it turns out okay. It turns out it didn't kill you. You know, this, I'm running out of battery juice again here, and both in a literal and other way. I can't think of the word. So here, moment to moment, get through the moment. 24 hours a day, one breath at a time. If that's the way you need to think about things to get over anxiety, then do that. Drinking, we know. If you're an alcoholic, I know. If I start drinking, that's not going to fix the problem. At best, it's just going to add 10 more problems. At worst, it's going to kill me that day. You know, so this is serious stuff, alcoholism. And I try and be a bit helpful here. I hope it's working. So thank you for coming by here. And I just hope that was helpful. And I'll get back with you later. Goodbye.